Warehouses are pivotal part of most current supply chains. They are probably going to be associated with different phases of the obtaining, creation, and dissemination of merchandise, from the treatment and unrefined component and work underway through to complete item. Warehouse should be planned and work in accordance with the necessities of the store network in general, that can be intended to address to help level that issue to be given to the client. Preferable from the idea of the office, staff, and hardware required. Storeroom are regularly one of the most expensive. Regardless of your company size or industry, it pays to be thoughtful about warehousing practices. Better warehouse management will allow you to maximize the storage space you have available and minimize the effort it takes to find items, all of which boost revenue and dramatically cut storage-related costs over time. Types of classification that can be adopted. First, by the stage in the supply chain, by geographic area, by product type, by function, by ownership, by company usage, by area, by height, by equipment. Inventory holding is just one of many roles a warehouse may perform. Among the roles that are usually performed first is inventory holding point. This is usually connected with the decoupling point idea, and as clarified above, may include the holding of considerable stocks. Different reasons might remember the holding of basic parts, for instance, of breakdown or acting as a vault, for example, for document records or belongings. The second role of warehouse is consolidation center. Client frequently request various product offering rather than only one and would ordinarily learn toward this to be conveyed together. The stockroom might fill the role of unifying this either from its own stock property or from somewhere else in the store network. The third role of warehouse is cross-dock center. On the off chance that merchandise are brought from somewhere else in the production network, like straightforwardly from makers or from different warehouse, explicitly to satisfy a client request, then at that point, they are probably going to be cross-docked. The fourth role of warehouse is sortation center. This is fundamentally a cross-dock center. However, this term will be in generally utilized for package transporter stocks, where merchandise is brought to the stockroom explicitly from the motivation behind arranging the product to a particularly area client. The fifth role of warehouse is assembly facility. This is regularly helpful in different creation beyond that many would consider possible down the production network to limit inventories. The warehouse may accordingly be utilized as the last get-together point for the item, including exercise. The sixth role of warehouse is trans-shipment point. These are especially normal to subsistence area of a country. In an average situation, order would be picked at a public conveyance place and shipment to stockless trans-shipment stocks, where the merchandise are arranged to more modest vehicle loads for surefire conveyed to client. The last role of warehouse is return goods center. The treatment of return product is turning out to be progressively significant. This is being driven both by ecological regulations such as on bundling, what's more, on the recuperation of material from electrical or electronic things, and by the developing utilizations of web shopping, which will in generally be related with higher rates of return products than on account of store shopping.
Public-private contract and multi-client of warehousing. In a fast-paced supply chain, the primary goal is to find skilled warehousing partners, because warehousing and distribution is not a cure of competency. Most companies are increasingly outsourcing some or all their warehouse operations to third-party logistics warehouse providers. When it comes to outsourcing warehousing, business have four options, that is private warehousing, public warehousing, contract warehousing, and multi-client warehousing. Public warehousing is outsourced storage of items and materials within a facility, with almost no value-added service often involved. For small to mid-sized businesses, especially those with seasonal demand, public warehousing is a frequent alternative. The volume of products, usually specified in square footage, and any additional service provided, for example, rebranding, remapping, for inbound and outbound shipments, are all factors that influence the price of public warehousing. Although not advanced and powerful as other forms, a data warehouse, they are frequently the most economical and approachable option, making them a good choice for e-commerce startups for small businesses. Next is private warehousing. A warehouse that is private, owned by a wholesaler, distributor, or manufacturer is known as a private warehouse. Huge retail and internet markets also have their own warehouse that are privately held. Although private warehouses are normally costlier than public warehouses, they can still be a good alternative for e-commerce SMEs who need a crucial long-term strategic presence in important location rather than numerous kind of warehouses in the supply chain. Furthermore, despite the higher initial expenditure compared to other warehouses, private warehouses are still viable storage alternative. Next is contract warehousing. Contract warehousing, also known as a committed warehousing. Contract warehousing is an outsourced management of warehousing activities, usually in a bigger facility where all labor value-added services, operating procedures, infrastructure, and square footage are specialized to a single tenant. Made to large firms, frequently with many independent distributor, facilities serving diverse consumer channels are typical specialized warehouse outsources. A contract warehouse, also known as a third-party logistics storage facility or 3PL, is a location where items are stored on behalf of a customer. A contract will be signed between a customer and the warehouse manager, which can last anywhere from months to years. The agreement could be used on a set-free structure or a cost-plus approach. Furthermore, with a contract warehousing, we may conduct a variety of other services such as handling, packaging, product labeling, fulfillment, and other similar tasks. For further information, this warehousing contract is also known as a solution that has a potential to save your money in a long term and is one approach that locates a warehousing contract that is in your best interest. And the last one is multi-client warehousing. Multi-client warehousing, also known as a shared warehousing, is the outsourcing of warehousing operations to a facility that is often shared by numerous customers and includes value-added services, including kitting, bulk packing, cross-docking, and more. Small to mid-sized enterprise, as well as those looking to expand to new market or those sessional needs, are popular outsourcers of multi-client storage. Although contract storage may be the best option for larger, more established enterprise, many small businesses organizations prefer multi-client share warehousing to satisfy their unique requirements. Another flexible storage technique that might save money and provide a range of other benefits is sharing warehouse space with other clients. I will present about problem and solution of warehouse management for eSulam. No warehouse operation can avoid making mistakes and encountering difficult obstacles. Each sort of storage must have its onset of issues, but there must be a solution. Businesses must be prepared to deal with warehouse issues such as poor inventory management. This can be seen with the unwanted occurrence of the delivery location not being the same as the location where the product is supposed to be shipped. Another issue is frequently developed as a result of poor inventory management is stock storage, irregular inventory. But do not worry, every problem must have a solution. As a result, corporate organization must be prepared in a variety of ways to avoid. This might be a standalone inventory management or the entire warehouse management software package with real-time inventory management capabilities. The system will be initially capture your inventory data, view and handle it or stationary device like a barcode scanner. This data will then supply to your inventory management software, which will catalog and track your goods. These warehousing issues can be avoided or minimized.
One of the things that should be considered is space availability. Effectively utilizing the warehouse space available can help improve inventory visibility, reduce travel time, and increase overall operation efficiency. When designing your warehouse layout, it is crucial to allocate maximum space to storage and inventory processing purpose while minimizing space for office areas, empty pallets, charging stations, and etc.
So as you can see, this is the warehouse operations. The first one is the function of receiving. This regularly includes the actual dumping of approaching vehicle, checking again by request, and recording the approaching merchandise into the PC framework. Secondly, the function is a storage. Merchandise is typically taken the hold or backup capacity region, which is biggest space client in many warehouses. This region holds most of the stockroom stock in recognizable areas. Thirdly, the function of order picking. At the point when the request is gotten from client, product should be covered from the warehouse in the right amount on schedule. To meet the necessary assistance level, our requests will regularly contain various request lines, each mentioning a particular amount and a singular product offering. Fourthly, function of sortation. For small size of order, it is sometimes appropriate to batch several orders together and treat them as one. Order for picking purposes. In this case, the pick batch will have to be sorted down to individual orders before dispatch. Fifth, function of collection, added value, service, and packing. Merchandise should be grouped into complete client order prepared for dispatch, have to be sorted down to individual orders before dispatch. Fifth, function of collection, added value, service, and packing. Merchandise should be grouped into complete client order prepared for dispatch, except if the merchandise is picking straightforwardly into the dispatch compartment, they will collect of stock together subsequent to picking. The last one is the function of marshalling and dispatch. Merchandise is marshaled together to shape vehicle loads in the dispatch regions and are then stacked on to outbound vehicle for ahead dispatch to the following hub in the production network, as such as to transshipment warehouse or to a cargo forwarded stops for group pitch.
For the conclusion, warehousing is a vital component of virtually all businesses in general and the logistic business in particular. Warehouses have always been a part of large and complex distribution function. Even small and medium-sized business are acknowledging the growing importance of warehouse management in today's fast-paced scenario of integrated logistics, same-day delivery, and e-commerce commitments. And why not? Efficient warehousing provides vital economic benefit to businesses as well as their clients and customers.